Peace family, it's me Gameboy back with a new video. Today I'm going to be doing another book review, this time on The Practical Art of Divine Magic by Patrick Dunn, a contemporary and ancient techniques of theurgy. So as always, if you like what you hear or are interested in purchasing the book, you can find a link to it in the description along with all my social media. Those are linked in the description as well, so go follow me on there. And with that being said, let's get into it. The Practical Art of Divine Magic, Contemporary and Ancient Techniques of Theurgy is basically a book on theurgy. And if you don't know, theurgy is, another art or science practiced by the ancient Egyptians. So again, if you interested in taking your spiritual game to the next level and growing spiritually, then this is a book that you want to pick up. Theurgy is basically like rituals and stuff like that. Rituals that you do to invoke the presence or action of a deity. You know what I'm saying? It could be a god, it could be a spirit, it could be a demon, whatever. But it's basically like the art/science of doing rituals to invoke the presence or action of a spirit. This book teaches you everything about that. One thing to take note of is that, they reference a lot of like Greek philosophy, and like they kind of like make it out to seem like that it's like a Greek mainly, that it was mainly practiced by the Greeks. But something that you got to keep in mind, as I mentioned in my review on Stolen Legacy, a lot of Greek culture is falsely accredited to the Greeks when it was actually taught to the Greeks by the Northern Africans, aka the Egyptians. So again, understand that theurgy is an Egyptian science, and it was practiced by the ancient Egyptians. As far as the pluses or pluses and minuses, I'm gonna start with the cons. As far as the cons, I would say that same with the Beginner's Guide to Alchemy, the Philosopher's Stone. It's not a lot of, like, the author doesn't do a lot of, he doesn't list his references, you know what I'm saying? So jumping into this, if you don't have any like background knowledge on the fact that theurgy was practiced by the ancient Egyptians, then you might have a hard time getting into it, or have a hard time believing that it's, real. But, right in the book, it comes with like step-by-step meditation, step-by-step instructions on rituals. Like, it has step-by-step instructions on things you can do on theurgical practices, on ways you can start getting in contact with spirits. You know what I'm saying? It gives step-by-step instructions. So if you want to grow spiritually, if you're serious about wanting to grow spiritually and become closer with the Most High, then this is a book that you want to add to your collection, that you want to pick up. But if you don't have any background knowledge on the fact that it was actually practiced by the Egyptians and that this stuff is real, you might have a hard time holding your interest unless as you read and you practicing what they talk about. Because again, if you practicing it, you'll see that this stuff ain't real. If you reading it and you understanding what they're talking about, you'll see that this stuff ain't no joke. They're not making books on this stuff for no reason. You know what I'm saying? As far as the pros, I would say that, like, again, just the whole topic is a pro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's filled with ancient wisdom and knowledge. It's filled with gems of knowledge on things that you can apply to your life. You know what I'm saying? To live a better life. On things that you can apply to your life to start getting closer to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Step-by-step instructions, step-by-step rituals, step-by-step meditations. Chapter 2 talks about what is a god. You know what I'm saying? Chapter 3 is addresses to the gods. Chapter 8, know thyself. That was written on the temple walls for, you know, initiates into the Egyptian mystery schools. You know what I'm saying? Know thyself. So understand, again, this is an ancient Egyptian science and art form. And if you serious, if you interested in ancient Egyptian knowledge, teachings, or you just want to grow spiritually, pick up this book. You don't want to skip out on this book. It's excellent. I enjoyed it a whole lot. Period. The Practical Art of Divine Magic. You're gonna learn how to do real practical magic, how to practice magic in real life. You know. Also, they also talk about the meaning of life in this book as well. Um, the meaning of life is to, you know what I'm saying? They talk about what the meaning of life is too in this book as well. So you're getting way more than what you paid for, really. If you learn what the meaning of life is and you start, you know, living a life based around, you know, Egyptian teachings, you win it, period. So I'm going to read a little excerpt from this book. I guess I'll just read. This is like a somewhat of a play, you know what I'm saying, between two Thurges. Okay, look. Just know that every time I pause, I'm switching roles. I might jump back and forth, you know what I'm saying, just so you know, like, who I'm reading as. But the two characters in this little script are Philanike and Euthmios. I'm gonna call them Euthmios. All right. So you got Philanike and Euthmios. Philanike, Euthmios. So what exists? Matter exists. This table, for example, is real. What is matter? Well, this coffee mug is matter, isn't it? So is matter solid or liquid? I suppose it can be either. This mug is brown. Is matter brown? It can be. Can it be red? Yes, that too. Is matter heavy or light? It can be either, I suppose. The mug is heavier than a feather, and gases are material too, and very light. So it seems matter can be anything I describe it to be. If I say what is an animal, you could answer that by saying every kind of animal. You could answer that by listing every kind of animal, although that would be not that would that would not be the most efficient way to do so. But with matter, you cannot even define it by listing everything it can be, because it seems it can be everything. My thoughts are not material. Oh, good, then it can't be everything. What differentiates your thoughts from matter? They are not extended in space. So matter is that which occupies space. It would seem so. Then what is space? Einstein tells us that space and time are the same thing. I thought we were ancient Greeks. How do we know about relativ, relativity if we're ancient Greeks? No, I think we just have really unusual names. That's a relief. I'm such a fan of air conditioning and antibiotics, but we're off topic. What is space time? And they pretty much talking about, like, you know, matter. You know, that's just a little jokey kind of excerpt. But once he gets into it, he starts, like, the author starts to go in. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really starts to go in. I'm gonna see if I can find the a little meditation on y'all that he put in this book. This is like, basically, this is something you can, this is an exercise for experiencing the one. Theurgy, the whole point of Theurgy is to, you know what I'm saying, become one with the Most High. That's the highest level of Theurgy, is to, you know, become one with the Most High. And that's the overall goal. So all the things that you practice in this book and all the things that you learn in this book is in hopes of you achieving oneness with the Creator. Just keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Even, yeah, that's just the main goal of Theurgy, as with everything else. So this exercise is the contemplation is a complement of the previous exercise, where in the previous exercise we explored the nature of matter through our imagination and found that apart from our senses, it is at best a tenuous fog of possibility. In this exercise, we will strive for an experience of the one. This isn't an exercise you will succeed in immediately or find easily, and in many ways, it is a constant practice. It is a constant practice you can and should undertake regularly, both to give yourself perspective and to continually strive for henosis. Henosis is a state of oneness with the Creator. It is possible for us to experience the one as well as matter because we exist on every level of existence. We are minds, bodies, souls, and as such partake in the one itself. As Paulina Remes puts it, the fact that the human soul extends to as many or almost as many levels as the metaphysical hierarchy ensures that it has the cognitive and other power suitable for the penetration of these levels. The work with the more work with theurgy you do, the easier a taste of the one will become. I take this exercise from the Hermetica, where it is described like this: enlarge yourself to an immeasurable size, leaping out from the whole body and having transcended time, becoming eternity. You will know the divine. Think that nothing is impossible for you. Consider yourself to be immortal and able to understand everything in all arts and sciences. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? So this is basically an exercise on how you can experience one with the Creator. You know what I'm saying? You can read this little excerpt, and then it has 9 steps in total. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just one exercise. The book is filled with all of these exercises, all of these step-by-step rituals that you can complete so you can achieve henosis, which is one with the Creator, and start practicing theurgy. Theurgy is a science/art form that we have to get back into if we want to get back to where we once were. This is what was practiced by our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody tell you that this stuff ain't real, because again, they're not making books on this stuff for no reason. This is all very real and very practical. So just know, just like I said before, if you're interested in learning more about theurgy or you want to purchase this book, the link to purchase it can be found in the description. Also, go to the description to get free instant access to the Black Power lecture. This is a lecture that I put together for Black people that's filled with information that's going to empower you to live your best life and be successful regardless of all the odds put in place against you by society. So go check that out, Black people, because it's for you. Also, go to the description to find the link to get some more information on how to join my book club. It's a book club for Black people where, again, you know, we read books that empower Black people. We read books on business, spirituality, Black history, anything I think that's gonna help you live your best life and be successful. It's for it's an online and in-person book club, so everybody should be in it, period. You know, go to the description for more information on that. And with that being said, as always, I love y'all. Have a good one. Peace.